Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia Ewbank. I am a realtor with Washington State, Windermere Real Estate. I am here today to focus on projects that can hurt your home's resale value. I just wanted to tick a few boxes and make sure that you're aware of what buyers are out there looking at and what they determine they don't want to put an offer on for. Number one, removing bathtubs. If you do not have 2+ baths and you take that bathtub out, that does deter a lot of buyers. If they're all sharing one bath and they have kids or pets, they really do focus on those bathtubs being placed in those bathrooms. So just be mindful of the next person buying the home when you're doing the remodel. If you are looking to sell, remember that it's no longer you that's going to be living in it. So removing bathtubs may not be the best fit for the next purchaser. If you have questions about it, always reach out to the real estate agents. We can get you some comparatives of other properties that have sold, and we'll show you what was available then. I always see that homes sell faster if there's a bathroom with a bathtub, and it does come up. Buyers will ask, why is there no bathtub in the bathroom? In the primary bath, or what people call the master, there doesn't always have to be a bathtub as long as there's a secondary bathroom with a bathtub. All right, next, poor maintenance, not maintaining things. So floorboards rotting or are soft or squeaking, carpet that's worn out, it's more than 10 years old and it's starting to shred and discolor, or it's very highly stained. Cabinets that were soft close and are not anymore. Doors and windows that don't close properly. They're not aligned, or the tracks are just really dirty. That kind of stuff does deter buyers, and they do not tend to put offers on those homes, or they'll put lower offers or make contingencies in which you need to repair them before closing. So that's something to keep in mind when you are listing your home. DIY disasters. Any projects you do to your home that is not done by a licensed contractor might come up in the buyer's walkthrough. It also will come up if you're doing an inspection. So if you're doing a pre-inspection, just like I make all my sellers do, we walk through the house together with the inspector, and then we go over the inspector's report, and anything minor that comes up, we do tick off the list. We try and get it done, repaired, fixed, painted before we put it on the market. The larger items that might cost more, or we just can't get the contractor out in time for, we tend to put in the notes that certain repairs will be done. Just make it available to the buyers. But if you are willingly not fixing or repairing things, it does show up in buyer walkthroughs. When that first time they see the house, if they're seeing things that make them uncomfortable, they probably won't come look at your home again. They will walk in and walk out, and they'll say, I don't want to see that home again. That was gross. Or it's too expensive. There might be more wrong. So we don't want to do that. So just make sure if there's something that's been nagging at you for a few years that you needed to repair, just go ahead and do it before listing the property. It'll help from the buyers noticing it. Also, pet odors and damage. Like I said, with repairs not being maintained. Also, pet odors, carpet. If you've got carpet in the home and it's less than 10 years, but you've had animals in it, I do always ask my sellers to update the carpet. If you can walk in the house and smell it, most likely the buyers are going to smell it, and they're not going to want to walk through your property. They will walk away and never come back. And we don't want that. The house is probably amazing. The flooring just needs to be replaced. So carpet, any wood that's been scratched or chewed on, railings, stair railings specifically. I know dogs like to chew on those. You can go to Home Depot and get a new stair railings, typically if it's wood. Contractors typically have some railings that they can throw in there and get re-nailed in pretty quickly. And inexpensively. So that's something that should be done. That's something buyers look at. Unpermitted work. I have noticed this a little bit, especially with ADUs or basement conversions or attic conversions, garage conversions. I've been seeing a lot of that multiple family transitionings. And if your bathroom, kitchen, in the garage for this new mother-in-law that you've created is not permitted, that actually can affect closing, not just stop a buyer from wanting to be there, but it will actually affect closing. You have to get that permitted before closing, or you have to take it out. Might have to take it out. Sometimes we can work around it, make it a shop, but it is something that you want to consider having permitted. Talk to a contractor. If you've already done the work, they have some ways around it with the cities that they can still get it permitted after the fact. So talk to them about that. Old paint. I have seen some interesting paint colors lately, actually throughout my entire career. Lime green is never going to sell your home. Purple, plum, heavy navy blue on all four walls of your bedroom, that's not going to help a buyer want to live there. They can't see past those colors to live there. So when they are walking through that home, you want to make it as neutral and as calm as possible. You want them to be able to envision their items there and their bold paint color choices, not yours. So I always say, if you've got like a black ceiling, paint it white or a light gray, just update it a bit. Also, energy inefficiency. If your furnace is more than 25 years old and it's running rough and it's not heating up as fast as it should, consider repairing or replacing. It will come up in your inspection report. If it is inefficient, they will request that you repair or replace. Same with water tanks. That's every 10 years. Water tanks always get overlooked. I don't know how many properties I have sold where the water tank has to be replaced before closing. It's so far past its expiration date. It doesn't heat up fast. It doesn't maintain its temperature. Everyone's kind of going for the tankless heating now, which that's your own personal choice. You can choose whatever you want when you're purchasing a home. But for sellers, I always say if your water tank is over 10 years old, replace it. It does deter buyers when they're going out there and they're looking at it, or us agents go out and look and see that it's 25 years old or as old as the house or whatever. It is the first thing that everyone looks at when it comes to maintenance and big ticket items that have to be repaired or replaced. Typically, it's always the water heater and the furnace. Then they move on to the oven and the refrigerator and the dishwasher. And then everything else, they're just nitpicking. And so if you can take care of those few items up front, they're less likely to look at the smaller items later. Curb appeal. I don't remember if I said curb appeal yet. Curb appeal in the winter, it's not very easy, especially in Washington State. It's wet, it's cold, and all the brushes are pretty bare. Just trim back all of your brush, trees, plants, anything big overhanging your house, your walkways. Just make sure it's all cleaned up, trimmed back. If you're not sure how to, you can always hire an arborist to come out and give you an idea of what needs to be done, and you can either do it yourself or you can hire them. They do work through the winter. In the springtime, grass starts growing like crazy, weeds start growing. In Washington, we get a lot of moss. What kind of treatments you're doing on the lawn, buyers will notice. They also notice if it's a lot of work, like upkeep. So trying to be as clear as possible of bushes and plants. They don't want to see a lot of overgrowth and a lot of plants that they need to tend to. I've noticed that people don't spend as much time in their yards as they used to. So they'd like smaller grass areas and they'd like it as clean as possible. So just making sure there's no huge weeds sticking up in the middle of your lawn or plants that haven't been tended to that are overly large for the planter that they're in. Also, in the summertime, planting flowers. Spring and summer, planting colorful flowers, especially in the front yard, is always a great thing to do. It just makes it more welcoming. Buyers notice that it looks fresh and clean and it's colorful. It makes them feel good. It's cheery. So consider those few things when you're looking to sell. Um, Buyers are really aggressive when it comes to maintenance and the things they don't like. So if if you can keep it to a minimum by, overhauling your home in a sense, get the inspection report, go off of that, and then you're pretty much good. But do stay away from odors, lack of maintenance on large like stoves and furnaces, and then paint, just fresh paint, but don't do any bold colors, just light neutral colors. If you got to, just do white. Perfectly fine with white. All buyers have never complained about white other than to say, oh, there's too much white. And then we just always say, yep, it's ready for you to put your own color on. So I hope that helped. If you're looking to sell, give me a call. I'm happy to help. Have a good day. Bye.